If you want to maximize your earnings as a DoorDash driver, you will need to receive the largest offers on the platform, and there's only one way to unlock these orders. This can only be done by being a part of the Large Order Program. I want to help you start making more money as a DoorDash driver, and I want you to receive higher tips than you ever thought possible. Large Order Program is also known as the Catering Program. They basically mean the same thing, so I'll be using them interchangeably throughout this video. So what is a large order? DoorDash says that any order with a $100 subtotal, that is before any of the service fees and the tip, if it's over $100, it is classified as a large order. Larger subtotals leads to higher tips because DoorDash gives the suggested tip as a rough percentage of the order subtotal. So of course, if the customer is going to be ordering more food, then they are more likely to tip higher. These large orders are reserved for the drivers in the Large Order Program. First, it can happen that a driver not in this program will occasionally see one of these offers, but that happens very rarely. Almost all of the time, the drivers in this Large Order Program or the Catering Program will receive the offers that have a $100 subtotal. Usually it's pretty easy to see. Usually it's from a really expensive restaurant or the item count is pretty large. So these drivers that do have priority access to these offers will accept them before it actually gets to one of the regular drivers, the ones not in this program. If you're saying to yourself right now, how can I start receiving these offers on DoorDash? Here are the requirements. This is coming straight from the DoorDash website. There are 4 basic requirements you have to hit first. The first requirement is 200 lifetime deliveries on DoorDash. This one is relatively easy to complete. You don't need to work too hard to get 200 lifetime deliveries. Just simply accept 200 offers, complete them, and you're done. If you're a full-time Dasher, this should easily be done in 2 weeks, but if you are part-time, this may take a little bit longer, but you can still do that pretty quickly. The second requirement is at least 100 deliveries in the past month. This one is going to be more difficult than the 200 lifetime deliveries, but you can still complete this. 100 deliveries in a month may seem like a lot to some people, but I actually tested this out. I accepted 100 DoorDash deliveries to see how long it would take me. It actually took me 5 separate days, and I was able to complete it in 35 delivery hours. These 35 hours, I was on the clock the whole time and I was trying to accept and complete orders as fast as possible. So it may take you a little bit longer than 35, so just factor that in if you're trying to hit these 100 deliveries in a month. The third requirement may be easier or more difficult depending on your current situation. You need a 4.7 star rating or higher. This is the customer satisfaction rating. I have found that most customers that leave a review will often give you 5 stars, so you don't have to be worried that there's going to be a ton of people giving you 1 and 2 star ratings or even 3 and 4 stars. Most people will give 5 stars, but if the customer has had a bad experience for some reason, they may leave a 1-star review. And DoorDash may even take that away from your reviews if it had something to do with the restaurant messing up. So a 4.7 rating, most people should qualify for this. My customer rating is usually around a 4.9 or higher, so I haven't had to think about this at all. But if you are right on that line, you could even talk to the customers or text them. Like, if you had a great experience, a 5-star rating would be helpful. You can do that without being too pushy to hopefully boost that rating. And the fourth requirement here is the 95% completion rate that you have to have at the end of the month. DoorDash wants it this way so that they know that the people in the Large Order Program are actually completing a lot of deliveries. The worst thing in DoorDash's mind is that a customer places a really huge order. That means they are a very important client for DoorDash, and if the drivers just keep canceling the orders, they don't want to complete them, unassigning them, then that order might end up late at that customer's door. And if the customer is spending a lot of money, they can easily just move over to Uber Eats or Grubhub instead of placing the order through DoorDash. So DoorDash just wants to make sure that they have the best drivers possible completing these offers. I know that long wait times in restaurants can be extremely frustrating, and so when you're trying to boost up your completion rate to 95%, 95%. It may take a while, you might have a rough experience, but I promise it's worth it. If you are able to get into this catering program, then 95% completion rate is just what you have to do. And yes, it is worth it. Those are the 4 basic requirements. And once you hit those ratings, you can now qualify to be a part of the large order program. There is a note below those requirements that say you have to meet this every single month in order to qualify, in order to not be kicked out of this program. But later on in the video, I do want to give you a real life example of why you might not need to do it every single month. The last basic criteria that you need to hit is you need to own a catering bag. You have to take a picture of this catering bag every time you complete an offer that has a subtotal of over $100. DoorDash will make sure of it. They will verify your picture to make sure you can complete the order. I have a DoorDash approved catering bag from Amazon in my description. It'll be one of the first few links. Make sure to click on that if you want to purchase the bag that I currently own and use. I really like it. I don't just use it for catering orders. I use it for any offers that have a really big bag and I can't really fit it into my other hot bag. You definitely need this catering bag to complete the offers, but you don't need one before you're invited. Invited, yes, you do have to wait to see an email from DoorDash. Sadly, you cannot just hit these requirements and you're on your way. You can start accepting these offers. DoorDash makes sure there's not too many drivers on the road in your area that has access to these orders. So after you meet all of these qualifications, you will have to wait to receive that email from DoorDash. That is step number 1 on how to join. Step number 2 is to verify your catering bag. So you do not need the catering bag until this step, until you can take your picture of the bag to show DoorDash that yes, you do have one and you can start receiving those offers. Even though I'm showing you screenshots directly off of the DoorDash website, this was not my experience on how I was approved. I really want to make sure that I share my experience in case that other people have a similar situation and they have not received the email yet. After the first time I met all of the basic requirements, I waited around for that email, but I never received one. Well, this was most likely due to the fact that I accidentally unsubscribed from all DoorDash emails about 2 years ago, so I have not received a single email from them for a long time. That includes things like when they're doing promotions in my area, when they just need to contact me about something. I don't see any of that. And so I was thinking, well, maybe they did send me an invitation, but I didn't actually receive it. And so I'm gonna go reach out to DoorDash support. Since you do have to meet these requirements at the end of the month, I waited until the beginning of a brand new month, waited a few days, and then I chatted with support. I actually did it a couple of times because I really wanted to be a part of this program. On 3 separate occasions, I was chatting with them. One of the support agents had no idea what this program was, and then the other 2 agents said that I didn't meet the requirements last month, even though I knew in my mind that I absolutely did. My completion rate was over 95%. My customer rating was just fine, and I definitely completed over 100 deliveries in the past month. I knew that I could be approved if there was a need for drivers in my area. So I just wanted to keep chatting with them. I just wanted to make sure that DoorDash had all of the information that yes, I did meet everything. I was ready to start completing those larger offers. And then we just waited. A few days passed and I got my first catering order. I had no idea what this was about. I was like, oh, this is so exciting. This is a huge offer. I thought this was just a one-off. I was like, okay, but what are the odds that I'm actually in the program without receiving any emails or any sort of notifications from DoorDash saying that I was accepted? Well, it turns out the next day I got another one, and then the following week I ended up getting like 5. I was so excited to be a part of this program, and let me tell you, it has been a complete game changer. So if you're watching this video and you're like, hey, I qualify for that, I should be able to get these offers. Sadly, you might not be able to complete these because there might be too many drivers in your area with this program. So you just have to keep meeting the requirements month after month, and hopefully you'll get an invite soon. And if you haven't received that invite, maybe reach out to support and say, hey, like I meet these criteria. I just wanted to let you know that. And maybe if something similar happens to you that happened to me, you can start receiving these offers. After months of getting these offers, it has just been so amazing. I made pretty decent money on DoorDash. I think my market is pretty good, along with my strategy of accepting certain offers and declining other ones. I thought that I was doing really well, and then I joined the catering program and I'm making even more money now. I want to say that I receive like one catering order for every few hours I'm online. Usually this happens around lunch and dinner. I might receive one during lunch and maybe one or two during dinner. It all just depends on what kind of customers are ordering these foods, and you really have to do a good job of making sure that your eyes are available to see these big offers, because like I said in the beginning of the video, either they have high item counts or they're from a really expensive restaurant. I have seen plenty of offers that are like $6.50 and they turn out to be like $30. So yeah, you really want to make sure that you're accepting the right orders and you're declining the bad ones that don't make sense for you. I have shown you the note from DoorDash that says in order to remain in the large order program, you have to meet this criteria every single month. Well, I have seen specific examples from certain people that you don't actually need to hit this every single month. I'm not sure if it's like that with all accounts, but there have been times where drivers have not hit 100 monthly deliveries, and sometimes they haven't hit that 95% completion rate that DoorDash says you need to have every single month in order to remain in the program, and they have still remained in the program. So that is something to look out for. If you're already invited, you've already been accepted, you may not need to have this criteria every single month, but just to be on the safe side of things, you probably should aim for that, just in case DoorDash decides to kick you out, because they can really do whatever they want. They can kick you out if they want to, or they can just keep you if they want to. I really hope this video was helpful for you to learn more information about the large order program, and hopefully you can start making more money on the road once you meet those criteria, and hopefully you are invited to the program. If you want to make even more money on the road, not just from the DoorDash app, but outside of it, there are 5 apps that you should download right now that will help you out as a DoorDash driver. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.